To another edition of Godly Counsel today. Today, I'll be looking into another topic entirely. Last time I spoke on widowhood in Christianity. Today now I'm moving into issues in marriage. I can relate it to a new person that has now remarried, maybe a widow or a widower. But I want to really mention some issues that always happen in marriage. And all these issues needs to be addressed with love. I'm yours, Mrs. Olayinka Olaisade. Let us navigate the Word of God together. Issues in marriage. The number one issue I'm going to take in this 4 series has to do with sex in marriage. This has created a lot of issues in marriage. Different marriages with different problems, but this one I mentioned that has to do with sex cut across every part. It cuts across every aspect, and let us look at it very well. You will find out that the way God has created man is different from the way he created a woman. A man can produce children throughout his lifetime, but we women, our own is limited. Most women, when they are above 40, some may stop having children because of the risk, maybe in area of their health or in some other aspect of their health. But when you look at it, a man is not created that way. A man is a polygamist in nature. A man can marry more than one wife. When we look at Christianity, one man, one wife. But in some other religions, many of them, they marry more than one, some 4 or more than that, once they are financially okay to take care of them. But when you look at it, this issue of sex, what is this sex we are talking about? Is it lawful in marriage? Yes, it is. It is lawful in marriage. Once you're having sex in marriage with your wife, it's not a sin. It is not a sin. But if it is done outside marriage, it is called adultery for a married man or a married woman. But the problem now is when you still look at it, you will still see in this our society, some of these men with many wives, they are still committing adultery outside. Different examples. That means they are not satisfied with those women. And when you look at it, the case is that many of them are what? Many of them are covetous. Many of them are greedy. Those are the things we are seeing all around us. Coming back into all these things, looking into Christianity, sex is honorable. As a woman, you have a role to play. As a man, you have a role to play. For the younger ones, the way they have sex is more frequent than elderly people. Let me pick an example of a woman now. A woman that is maybe old, maybe if she's not menstruating again, and when you look at society, I'm looking at it in the African settings, many of these traditions from our old parents, many times, many years back, I heard from some of these women, they always explain that if a woman is not menstruating again, she's not supposed to be having sex again. Because if she's having sex, her stomach will be big. She will just be as if she's carrying a pregnancy. See, okay, those were the things that I grew up with. But I'm looking at it in these modern days. Is that true? Is it true that if somebody, a woman, and you are the only woman with your husband, once you are not menstruating, you are not supposed to have sex with your husband? I'm not very clear about that. But I think it may not be right. And when you look at it, the nature of a woman, some women, when they start having, once their children are grown up, maybe their children are married, some of them would have shifted their attention to their children. They would have shifted their attention to the children, and most men will not like it. they will not like it. They will not like it. That is why, as a woman, I'm just calling your attention to this area, in area of sex. You have to make sure that you take care of your husband in this area. There are a lot of cases, somewhere we say, the woman, she's not taking care of me. That is why I'll move out and go and look for girls. Don't let that happen in your own home. Make sure you handle your own properly. Make sure you apply the wisdom of God in your marriage. Some marriages, you will just see them quarreling every time, quarreling. What is happening? You will never get to the bottom of all these issues. What is happening? The man will say, the woman doesn't like me. She doesn't like me. Which type of likeness? Now, you've stayed with the woman for how many years now? You are with grown-up children. So what do you want? The man will just be complaining, no, the woman, she doesn't like me. This and this, that, all those things. When you get to the bottom of it, the major issue there is lack of sex in the home. That is just the real thing. But to me, I think, I'm looking at it in the area of the woman in the perspective now, talking to a woman. I think a woman should try as much as possible. Don't forget that your husband first. All other things, all the children, they come after your husband. So try as much as possible to make the man happy. Just both of you discuss issue, communicate very well. Communication is very, very important in homes. If this is done, definitely this issue, this sex thing that has created problem will definitely be solved. At least it is going to be solved permanently. So I'm encouraging the younger ones and also the elderly women too, that they should try as much as possible, make the man happy. Try as much as possible, give the man what he wants. Another example is this. You find out that even if there's no food at home, and you have some issues in your mind, maybe that thing has been bothering you, and you now say like, okay, Mr. Daddy, this at home, there is no food, there is no this, you will still see some men, they will say, okay. Those are the things you have mentioned. No problem. We talk concerning those ones later. But please see me in the bedroom. So you'll be surprised that which type of a man is it? Look at these issues. No food, no this, nothing. We need to pay some house rent. We need to pay some money. We need to buy this, that. And look at this man. He's so relaxed, and the man is asking for another thing. That is the way God has created men. That's just the way God has created them. So I want you as a woman, try to investigate into their lives so that you don't give yourself problem in that area. Try to handle that area with wisdom, and you see that you have rest of mind. And I pray once you look into this area, many problems will be solved. I'm yours, Mrs. Ola Inkola Sade again. See you in the next one, still on this sex thing. Bye for now.